Dude, the stars must be aligning right now. I'm saying that for a different reason. We'll get into the video, but if you enjoy the video, be sure to subscribe. I can't talk right now, dude. It's 6:43 a.m. I've been shooting since 5. But let's get into this next video about haircuts in video games, you guys. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. See you soon. So this video is actually pretty cool. 7 days ago, I think that was around the time, my bro ended up watching a video by Lotus Asakura saying, what happened to Eddie in Tekken 8? And I actually went to the part of the video to bring it up. So here it is. Let me make sure. So this is that video. Well, while going to find this video, I found two. I'm going to show my own references in this video before I even talk about it. But yeah, so this was the picture. I don't know if Lotus made this himself and compiled it or just, got it off of Google. What made me laugh about this originally was, is my mouse on here? This and this are both Bangalore. I know, still obviously like the same, but it just had me weak. Don't worry, I'm not trying to discredit that this is what's happening. I mean, look at the evidence, and I've got my own. But I just laughed because I was like, wow, I did not notice this was happening. And actually, with the Prince of Persia one, I would say the Prince of Persia one I like a little bit. It's one of the coolest ones to me. Okay, guys, listen. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest right here because I can't hide it. I don't think the hairstyle is that bad, especially on Phoenix from Apex Legends, from Valorant. I don't think it's that bad. Though, when I seen the two examples I'm going to show you from trailers I watched, I said, no way. You can go back to the trailers. I'll reference them when I bring them up. But why I was talking about the stars aligning. Let me get into that. I checked out this. So a while ago, I seen Lack of Entertainment pop up for a video on XQC. And I went to see what Lack of Entertainment was up to. Then I seen this on the thumbnail and I was, wait a minute, Lack of Entertainment watches Lotus Asakura? I didn't know. But wow. Lotus's video was a day before Lack of Entertainment's. Man, that shows you that we are really a collective consciousness. I think that was just a synchronicity, or one of them watches each other. I don't know, but that was cool for me to see because I was like, wow, the creators that I like, tuning in from time to time watch each other. Oh, I cut that. I don't know why, but I said, because most of the time when we're creating, we don't have time to look at each other, but it's like cool when you see these little like crossovers or synchronicities. But yeah. Now, before I even get into playing a little bit of each person's video, because I have them pulled up, I'm going to show you guys my own examples of what I found after watching Asakura's video. And I think I'm only going to put a little bit of his take, but I can't remember if in this video I didn't have to watch it to get to this point because I knew where the screenshot was. But I don't know if the entire video is talking about Eddie's new design, because Eddie's new design is, if you don't already know, when they brought him back in Tekken, they chopped his locks, which even I said, why? Y'all are gonna have to give a valid reason why. Nah, you're not gonna have to, but I don't really get the point in shortening his locks. They were clean. They were clean. They were clean. I don't know if you can tell. I'm being really safe before I get into really spitting. But let's bring up the two examples I have. Now, I just did a video on Power Worlds, or watching a video, and man, granted, in Power Worlds, sorry for the weird cuts, Power World has a character customization system. I think Avowed will too. But, and wearing skins in the game is technically character customization too, to a degree. So, well, literally it's character customization. But Power World, see all the allegations coming about Power World right now, and this is the one that should be being talked about. This hairstyle is abominable. Now, this hairstyle, Avowed, you thought you were slick. You thought you were slick. You thought you could add on your little weird texture resolution render weird thing that has a graphic slider in games now. Character looking mofos and get away with this. You thought you could do it. Thought you could blur it a bit and it wouldn't be the same hairstyle as these. Get out of here. I'm making a bunch of cuts because I'm doing a new style of like not doing it post edit. I'm doing this all in OBS, so this is fun. But Avowed, come on. And do you want to know what makes this even funnier? Well, hang on. Just let me bring you there. Not that I'm saying anything, but I think this tribe or whatever this race is within Avowed is black. Now hear me out. The hairstyles with the braids going back and the starter locks and the voice actors.
Keep Thirdborn safe.
In other words, you're
Just the 4 of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki. Trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
Ruik Tenkai. That's a JJK reference for y'all. I don't know what it is. The voice acting or the race itself seems brutish. Like brutes. Big. Burly. Strong genetics. Strong vocal cords. Now hear this guy where I got the picture from.
My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips.
I'm sorry. You know, this is okay, so this is a joke, but I'm also being serious. This is very obviously a black voice actor. If it's not, I'll be amazed. You know, because growing up, people told me I sound white just because I talk proper. We know that whole joke. If you're black, the whole code switching thing, you sound black, you sound white, nerd, blah, 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 all that whole thing. Not like, hell yeah, I'm a nerd. I was never like called straight directly nerd. But what I was saying all of that for is like, there is no such thing as sounding white. It's just speaking, I guess, what's considered proper. But this right here, this is a brother, bro. For sure, this is a black guy. I mean, I'd be, hey, I do not mind being wrong. I would be absolutely shocked if this voice actor is not black.
My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips.
By those miserable Zorps. And you can kind of hear it in his voice, bro. I'm just saying.
My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised, and it was so dark. I just got separated from everyone else.
And what it is to me is I don't want to say that the voice actor isn't talented or anything like that. No, and voice acting is far out of my league. I would definitely want to get into it one day, though. But no, this dude has a smooth voice, and the thing that I'm making comments on or that make me think it's a black voice actor is, oddly enough, the smoothness of this guy's voice and how almost like the inflections, I guess, in his speech doesn't sound particularly like someone. But you know how people see people who are from like, you know, white people that are from like Louisiana or something or Southern, and they sound just black. But again, there's no such thing as sounding black. It's like that whole thing. So, you know, you never could tell, but there is definitely a different in vocal cords. That's a genetic thing. I've learned this. So if you want to shoot somebody, don't kill the messenger. This is what I learned from my music teacher. I'm not going to drop you by name, Miss P, but she taught us that black vocal cords were stronger. I don't know. Let's look up a study real quick. Don't laugh at me. I'm not finding anything concrete, but Like I said, she was confident in back then, and you definitely know somebody who sounds confident in what they say and stand on what they say, they can be a very convincing person. Like I said though, she was a really cool teacher. So I'm gonna say that this is where I heard it from. But I definitely do know that genetics, they play a role in the structure and larynx and all that. You know, it's just what it is, just genetics. I don't know if it's necessarily stronger, nor do I actually care for a fact. But I'm just saying that is making this dude's voice sound like, I'm pretty sure this is for sure a black voice actor. If I'm wrong, it's okay. But you may be asking yourself, Lunar, why do you care so much? Well, it's the simple fact that this motherfucking hairstyle is on this specific character, and the braids are on the other character. But I don't know if I just said this, so I'm probably just contradicting myself. The other character didn't seem black. The other character just made me think like, oh, this race is supposed to be black people, but it's just called Nawaki, or well, this is Private Nawaki, so I don't know what they're called. Look at me, I'm just trying to encode something where there's not anything going on. I just noticed that the girl character, she started this. They put this line specifically. Why'd they want to showcase this part? In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes. Not that I'm one to judge. Just say they're niggas. Guys, I gotta step into my entertainer side a little bit more. I be too on this whole universal stuff and the universe and simulation. I gotta break it up from time to time in videos. So I sped the video up on 1.25. Usually I don't do this, but for the sake of not making the video long, I'm gonna just add in a little bit of what he's saying. So right now he just prefaced what he's about to get into and said that, you know, people probably have clicked off by this point, but you know, you're seeing why this is happening in the black, or I guess black. All right, let's get it.
A trend to give every black character in video games this new hairstyle that they just gave Eddie. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I don't know what it is, but Cassante from League of Legends, Miles Morales in the Spider-Man game, Echo in Project L.
The Miles Morales in the Spider-Man game, I don't care, was terrible. And the fact that one of the outfits cut out the top of the head and made the hair come through was absolutely retarded. I'm so sorry to use that word. I know it offends some people, but bro, that it was absolutely the wackest choice ever. I did not think it looked cool for the slightest bit on Miles. Not at all, bro. Not at all. All right.
Like the character from Prince of Persia, like they gave DJ in Street Fighter a new costume with this hairstyle. I don't understand.
I also, just to put it out there, I never played Spider-Man, and like from the old ones, yeah, back in the day, but I've never played any of the new ones. Don't really have intention to, but yeah, man, I made a joke saying the design put me off even more. And I think this is, did he just say it, Echo? This is Echo from League. I actually like Echo style a little bit, so you know.
Stand video game developers' newfound obsession over the last several years with giving all of their black characters this hairstyle. Now, here's the thing. Some of you might think this hairstyle is cool, or you like it, or you didn't realize it was this common and this overused, whatever. It's all fine. Let me just go ahead and say, I'm not a fan of it in the first place. I don't think it's a very good looking or cool looking hairstyle. That's just me though. It's just my opinion. I'm sure that
if you go back and look at my video for my locks I just grew, that they were kind of similar. That's why I like the Prince of Persia hair, because it was literally similar to that, or Bangalore. But the thing with that is, I don't know why they hang it to one side. I like the middle part. I had mine, you know, we would make jokes about being like I was like the Black Leon Kennedy type thing with that type of middle part kind of going on. I don't know why we said I was Leon. Anyways, the point is that it kind of fell like that. And even when I put the hair to one side, it doesn't necessarily do how they have it with a lot of the length of a lot of these locks. I'm like, Miles is more realistic, even though it's the absolute worst, but the length of some of these should be falling in different ways. And it's just weird, bro.
It's fine. I don't really care. If you like it, power to you. Thumbs up. But it's just also weird to me that like you have a character like Eddie and then you like basically cut his hair, especially because like a lot of people who have dreadlocks, they take a lot of pride.
I'm gonna lower it down. I want you guys to peep this. My bad. The 1.25 is for me. I catch everything. I for the people that want to play this back or whatever, I'll let it go.
Basically cut his hair, especially because like a lot of people who have dreadlocks, they take a lot of pride and a lot of care in their dreadlocks, and like they don't believe in like cutting their hair, and they believe that their hair has power and things like that. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I understand the whole lore to Eddie's character and what his hair may or may not mean to him, and you know, translate that to real life and stuff, but it's usually a pretty huge deal if somebody with dreadlocks cuts those dreadlocks off, and it's normally for a very specific reason. Now maybe Eddie has some reason in Tekken 8 for cutting those off. I don't really know. That's neither here nor there. The point remains that I think the new design is bad.
Want to know my point for cutting mine? I'm gonna grow luscious locks like you, Lotus, but that is actually why. My mom's hair basically looks like his when it gets long, and my hair has a curl pattern that's a little bit tighter, but I wanted to just grow, because with locks, you either pick them out, which is going to take you some time. Also, I wanted a full head of hair, like a whole afro. So that's just why I did it. But I did have somewhat of that meaning that he was talking about. What they were for me was more to do with the memories that were locked into each lock. If you get it, like that when the hair began to lock, it was like memories and experiences that I've been through were locked into the hair. It signified a chapter in my life, and I chopped them right before the beginning of the year, symbolizing a new chapter. At least what it meant for me personally.
Style for one, that's obviously a huge point of contention for a lot of people. That's the main thing people are criticizing and talking about, because why is every black character getting the same overused hairstyle that it seems the majority of us are not fans of in the first place? The obvious answer is this is the influence of Black Panther. The movie that came out in 2019, Killmonger, you know, Michael B. Jordan, had the hairstyle that looked just like that.
Wait, it's the influence of this? It's that obvious? They thought this was a sick hairstyle and they threw it in? Wow, they really do run with what they think that we enjoy.
Yeah, ever since then, you've seen a crazy influx of people in video games. I say people, characters in games having it. And it's just, we're just like, why? I actually put out a tweet, right?
I would like to see, look, that's what I'm saying. You see, like, okay, one thing I want to say about our hair and like lack of entertainment's videos, where I think the title of the video is a lack of creativity, is look at Lotus's hair. Like, we do have these curl patterns. You do realize black people are all over the world. There is many different textures and beauty, and like I'm not coming on to Lotus. I think Lotus is handsome. He's a handsome dude, bro. And I think his beard lock combo fits him very well. And this is what I mean. Though you will have a hard freaking time finding his hairstyle in a game. I think Black Desert does it well, but you will have a hard time of a game just literally putting like kind of like you, like when I wanted a male character to have long hair in the game, I have to use a girl's option, which is okay, but you know, like depending on if you can get the look right. But there's just a way it hits a male different when he gets long hair. I don't know. Maybe I'm not making my point well enough. I don't know.
Right after the reveal of the character, and it's right over here, it says, Eddie, what did they do to you? This is the first miss in Tekken 8, which is cap, by the way, because while Tekken 8 has done a lot of incredible things so far, and it looks like it's going to be arguably the best Tekken game ever, and they actually revealed a ton of merch in this stream, and the intro looks fire, and everything looks great, and I'm throwing my money in. I got the premium collector's edition pre-ordered. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got enough funds to support this game as much as I really want to with everything they pumping out that looks good to me. But I forgot all about Paul in the moment, right? And we all know that most of us are not fans of Paul's new design in the hair, but much like Paul, I'm sure you'll be able to customize Eddie and change back to his old hair and an entirely old costume in general, like probably second seven costume, like I mentioned earlier in the actual initial reaction portion to this. So with that being said, it's like, oh, well then why is it such a big deal? Because this is still his default design. And frankly, while the hair is obviously the biggest talking point, I just think they kind of ruined him in general. Like, I don't think he looks good. If it wasn't for the name being right there, this doesn't even look like Eddie. This does not look like Eddie's. Matter of fact, real quick, let me go get a picture of Eddie Gordo from Tekken 7. They don't even look like the same character. They don't even look like the same character. Like, hold on, let me go get this.
Okay. So this is a side-by-side comparison. I mean, he looks slightly older on the left. I mean, like the eyebrow furl, is it what they say? The furling, like when you furl your eyebrows, I think that's it. Looks slightly older or like more intense on the left than it does on the older picture of him on the right. I mean, let's see what he says.
That, I mean, it's similar, I guess, but they look like two completely different characters to me.
I mean, but your hairstyle does really change the way your face is shaped in real life. You know, I've gotten that a lot. So, some people think like me with short hair is really handsome, or me with longer hair, it fills out your face in a different way, or even facial hair fills out your face in a different way. So, I'm going to go on to see what he says, because I want to throw in Lack of Entertainment's video too, or see what Lack of Entertainment has to say. And yeah, but pretty much this video will be down below if you want to watch it. Okay, I'm going to be summing up a lot for these parts just so I get, will not get to y'all that I watched the entire video, but he talked about the design. I agree there. I think the new design in the clothes is weird from the old designs I've seen. Them combining almost all the layers of his fit. That's the weird choice. Trying to undip the dippy person. And he actually ended up talking about the lighting, which I was going to say when I said he looks older, like possibly the lighting's different. So it's funny he went on to say that, like before he said all the things about the designs. Yes, the new fit would be cool if the designs were more just like mended together well instead of like a reference. Just make the character drip in some clothes, man. Yeah, a point he made here was, the thing is like, just the majority of us are not walking around with that hairstyle. That's very true. It's like kind of a blatant ignorance that it's just like a blatant, it could be many reasons it's happening. It could be just straight up pandering, but it is very weird. It's almost just like blatantly ignoring the fact that that people have different hairstyles. I don't know. What's another funny thing that I want to throw in here, and my friend, my bro brought a friend, and when we met her, we were all making jokes. I think she likes like darker humor. We were making a joke about locks, and it's funny that they use that if this hairstyle was popularized off of Killmonger. I want to make a point to say that it's funny that Killmonger was the antagonist, and a joke she made the night that we met her is that she was like, do you know what they say about black dudes with locks? And she was Hispanic, and she said that they're problematic, which I've never heard this stereotype before about, I've heard all the things about dreads and dreadlocks and don't call them dreadlocks and whatever, and it's, oh my gosh, it's just, those arguments annoy the shit out of me, bro. It's so dumb, but you know what I'm saying? And we laughed, but I was like, I've never heard, this is the first in my 23 years have I heard anyone say that people with locks were problematic. But what's funny about what she said is I just drew a correlation in my head to Killmonger, because Killmonger was shown kind of coming back for the culture, stealing the artifacts, like kind of like exposing like, oh, you took these artifacts, like in the museum scene, if you haven't seen the movie, well, spoiler, but like these are our artifacts, you're stealing them from Wakanda, and the whole, you see the alluding to real life, right? So he was kind of like, that's what he served, and I'm like, so he was a problem in the story, problematic. Locks are problematic. Well, then just dressing every character in locks now, they would be, I don't know. Now on the right here though, with like, there's, oh, I thought the girl from like Total, like what is it? Whoa, that was such a solid snap. Total Drama Island was going to be in here, but this is So this is similar to Asian women in media. Wow. I remember Nikki Wong right here. Oh, y'all can't see my mouse. Hang on. Right here. I hope you guys can see that. I don't know, because it's hard doing this with one screen. I remember her in the top right too, from Pacific Rim. I didn't even know they were doing y'all like this. I guess we all really are equal, aren't we? We're all getting the same treatment from these companies. Oh my gosh, guys. That one in the left is just downright disrespectful. The middle left. Was that on the original picture in his video? I never even noticed that. The one that's to the left of the Prince of Persia one, under the middle. So you got Bangalore, it's Miles, and then the picture over one and down one, that middle one. That is, if that's from a game or a movie with that hairstyle, oh, that is disgusting, bro. That is so disrespectful. I'm gonna click so I can show y'all this one. Oh man, that is just so ass. And it's not even disrespectful for, I hope that's a game and not a real actor, or buddy, they did you dirty, bro. That just looks like a bad look. I'm sorry. It just looks poorly taken. All the game images are way better than that image, bro. Yeah, he said if anybody's saying anything about racism or anything about that. Yeah, that's, again, with the whole thing is like, I'm joking in the video, even from the avowed stuff. Just joking. It's literally, I'm kidding. But, what he's saying here, I was trying to sum up everything he was saying so I can get through the video. Pretty much, you know, like people are saying, you know, the majority of us, or maybe a lot of us, don't play Eddie, so why does it matter? Still allowed to have an opinion on a character, blah, 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 that whole thing. And then like other people that had feelings on Eddie. Oh no, the riot haircut. Oh wow, we're already starting off with a banger. This is lack of entertainment. Remember when I said I notice things, but I just don't be saying things? Well, I think I'm gonna let lack of entertainment say some stuff and then we'll continue.
I'm totally a fan of the video game, but wouldn't it be nice if we change it? And they started gaslighting. They were basically saying, the social justice activists coming in, you have the, I'm totally a fan of the video game, but wouldn't it be nice if we change it? And they started gaslighting. They were basically saying that video games are boring, and all of geekdom, all of entertainment is boring and bland. It's filled with straight white men. And we need some diversity, right? And do something new in order to entertain the audience. And look at it, right? It's everywhere now. Like the thing that I noticed is that look is that
the California influencer look? Is that what he said?
Very popular. Like even in the
I think that's Marceline in the middle next to the Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush was a good game, man. Even that got injected with some stuff crazy. But I didn't know they did Marceline like that. I didn't remember that. Wow.
To be taken seriously. Like they genuinely believe that characters that look like this are badass.
I want to say this. I don't think necessarily, like, if done right, and I can't say that because right or wrong, it depends on what is up to you, but and the same with this, it's like the whole art is subjective thing. I think the look can look cool depending on how it's done. And like, you know, I also always keep, why am I, what accent is coming out? I also kind of keep in mind that if it was a different hairstyle and a different reality, I mean, we'd be saying something different about a different hairstyle. But there is definitely something noticeable when it pops up this much, and that really, it can be ignored, but it can't be avoided almost. It's like almost trying to be like put in your face. But yeah, I'm going to go on and see if he has any, or they have any other points that, yeah, it's probably going to be mostly similar, but, you know, coming from a different angle. Ooh, that was a really good point. I like that one.
How all the guys are badass.
I got to leave this.
Make her like Melina. The femme fatale, you know, Poison Ivy. And you would notice how all the guys are unable to even look her in the eye. Like you see a gorgeous woman that is so strikingly beautiful that you're afraid to even go to her and have a conversation. And she dominates all of the social circles where she is, like everyone tries to please her. That is how you make a strong female character. This is just ridiculous, you know?
Yeah, I feel like there's other ways. Again, I know a lot of creators online and everything, depending on what their audience is, they make very strong claims. I like to stay in the middle sometimes, and depending on what I'm talking about. Here, this is one of those things. I'm not going to say that for sure. That like you make a character, a woman that's so irresistible that men can't even look her in the eyes. I mean, sometimes either sides of the spectrum could be bad or done horribly. So I don't know, because I can see where this hairstyle isn't that crazy. Again, like the other hairstyle, it looks terrible in Avowed, but it looks better on certain characters. So it's just it all really depends on you too. But yeah, to me, a badass character was like Azula from Avatar: The Last Airbender. She was badass, voice acting and all. The voice actor did a phenomenal job. Played in the Critical Role animations. Look like Lady Briar. Was it Lady Briarwood? Or is that the wrong one? From Critical Role. I can't remember, but that's another example of a badass couple. They were gnarly, bro. Truly making a badass female character, though, does come down to writing. And writing an actual good character and not caring about what the person actually looks like on the outside. Because you can look badass on the outside and be a complete pussy on the inside. So, or a big, lovable, huggable teddy bear that looks like an absolute monster. Or be an absolute teddy bear on the outside that it really comes down to the depth and how you build a character. It's not the look. There's more ways you can spin it and more angles you can come at, but at least for me, that's what it is. I would care about the writing and the depth of these actual characters. If it came down to they want to write badass females, then it has to be that. You have to, if you want to make a character that like stands out and actually is relatable and cool and just like catches everyone's eye, it's going to come down to the depth you put in the character, not just the look. Design does play a level though. So an example is I wanted to show Lilith from Borderlands 2. I think the Firehawk Lilith is a perfect example of this. Lilith was badass to me. Super badass. Super badass. And maybe nowadays it wouldn't be the same, but, I still think Lilith was badass. Ooh, very, very good point that Lack just made was that even paying attention to a lot of streamers, or even through some politics in there, the leftist streamers, whatever, not going to get political. When this hairstyle is a choice in a custom, like a creator, that it's not chosen. And I feel like I can second that because I noticed that too. A lot of when I see this in a game, this hairstyle, I do avoid it. I've used, I think it once in Saints Row, and I think you can the video may be on my YouTube, but I'm not sure. But, and that's because a long time ago, I seen a beautiful, beautiful woman with this hairstyle. And I don't think it was motivated for the same reasons it's getting injected in these games now.
Problem. Well, the reason this is a problem is because when you look at Western entertainment, it is very stagnant. Like, we don't have originality anymore. Everything is a sequel, everything is a reimagining, everything is a spin-off. They do not create new universes. They do not create new stuff. Right? So
and I would say the issue of, the reason that is happening is due to having the wrong people in it's again, like this. I will always second this I'll always be for this because, I've experienced it in my life. What you pay attention to grows. It's because you have people still investing in the people that are uncreative. You have to start looking towards the people, smaller groups of people doing it, smaller, maybe like movie makers or cinematic makers or whatever on YouTube spheres or wherever you can find that sort of content. YouTube is the biggest, so I'm just going to reference YouTube, that are making offshoots and making their own comics and things like that and being creative. It's like you gotta stop giving attention to everything. This plays into the whole thing with AAA games being really bad and all the stuff that you hear coming about that, and all the injection political talk about that stuff. Everything. There are creative people. There are amazingly creative people, but it's what we pay attention to. If I'm gonna throw myself in the group. But the thing is like, I don't pay attention to it, so I can't even say that. But I'm saying we as in the whole, you understand, is the collective consciousness will shift if the collective consciousness shifts. Gotta stop giving attention to the stuff that's uncreative before you can give attention to the creative stuff. You gotta stop. You have the awareness that this stuff is uncreative, so let's stop complaining, because complaining is not going to do anything. It's going to add to it. But pointing it out, yes, I'm not saying lack is complaining, but no more complaining. Just solve for the solution. Solution based. That's it. That's why I said, if any indie dev wants to bring me on, and they have in the past, to deliver what I think about games, hairstyles, creativity, do it, because you know, I genuinely feel in my heart, being in this and being creative and just being a gamer for so long, I kind of feel like I know at least what I would like to see. And I would just hope that someone else enjoys my designs. If not, okay, that's fine. But I definitely feel like my word has some weight in that, because I've just been involved around a lot of this forever. Not to say I'm a character designer and anything like that, but I feel like I have a sense of style. I mean, I've been told, I've gotten told in comments that I really be dripping in some of the reaction videos. I don't know. I'm a minimalist, man. I don't have too many crazy outfits, and I just throw on what I think is fly. But the thing is, to me, it's just like, I don't know I don't know what else to tell you guys on it. It's most of the problems, man. It's going to continue to grow because attention is currency. So it's like, you're never going to see the change until people really start being the change they want to see, you know? And how do you do that? Like, do you try to get people to be like, hey, look over here, look at me, I'm being different, I'm being creative? How do you do it? You know, I'm only saying this to pose the question to y'all, but I feel like I have an idea. But you have to start giving new people who are coming up, who are showing some sort of that they have work and a backbone in this stuff, a chance. Got to start putting people on, or you got to make a name for yourself. I mean, it's harder in a sense when you get up, like the big companies doing sequels and stuff in Hollywood. But again, then the only thing you could do to them that would take away from them is shift your gaze. And I'm not saying to do that, because I feel like that's that whole thing on, you know, messing with someone's money. But again, like, I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying you choose to consume what you do. And if they realize you're going to continue to consume it, well, then why would they stop? Why would they do anything new? Really good point. These writers and all of this stuff, you guys, this video will be linked down below. They need to look out the window and realize what people like. That's what I'm saying. You need to get people who know what people like into these fields, or start supporting them. Yeah, that's a good point too. It's like just human nature. If you don't like a person, you can't force someone to like the person, that sort of thing. And yeah, it's just, you can't force this on people. So it's really strange, and things will shift. But also the thing I feel like things are changing in the collective consciousness. You know, one thing that happens in the microcosm happens in the macrocosm. But what I would like to say too is just, is that's why I always say indie developers will save the industry. So hopefully they take that serious. And that's why I was glad to end the video with lack of entertainment's video, with the fact that, this isn't about a haircut. It's about the enforced behaviors, all that stuff that people are connecting back to a specific type of rock, if you get my drift. And yeah, man, it's weird. These forced behaviors, forced acceptance, weird sort of Wow, in a video that I just did on a different channel, I literally showed a freedom. It was freedom of speech, or the freedom of speech by Eddie Griffin, and it was like a 12-year ago upload by somebody who uploaded his stand-up comedy. And at one point, when he was just spitting the golden elixir of the gods onto the audience, one thing he said is, guys, don't just believe what you're reading from this book or from a book. Think before it's illegal. Well, all these enforced behaviors kind of sounds like he was foreshadowing what was coming. Think before it's illegal to think for yourself.
And this is not how you're supposed to do art. Like, the way you're supposed to do art is like someone is supposed to have a vision. They're supposed to have like an idea of an amazing story that they like and they would like to tell other people. And once you do that, you create that, and if the people like it, you get a fan base. This is what happened with J.K. Rowling. This is what happened with George R.R. Martin, right? Like, it is the normal way of creativity.
Yep. Even with like channels like mine or other people's. I mean, like let's be honest, Lotus Asakura too. It's like, in a way, these are our stories that you're investing in, and it's like, you don't have to like any of us. Not everyone makes it in certain fields or certain things, like that sort of thing. I hope y'all can see that.
Again, like, none of these characters sell merchandise because no one likes these characters. Maybe some of them do, right? But like, definitely not Tila. I don't even know who this Chikai is, but like, maybe this one sells something because they're not trying to get taken themselves seriously. But honestly, it looks like a parrot that plucked its feathers, doesn't it? I don't even know who.
He doesn't know the bottom
let me
right.
know what you think.
I'm not gonna say anything, but lack of entertainment's video with this popping up does not help the case. That is like ironically comedic. Oh my gosh. Not to say there's anything wrong with the look on the thumbnail of the person in the Indiana Jones video game look promising. It's my whole thing on it, without getting too political at the end of this video, is saying, hey, it is what it is. Just don't force behaviors on people. That's it. I mean, I feel like people who are not sleeping can totally see what's going on. And with that, I'm out. Peace.